What's going on, YouTube? The name is Leo Rydell, and welcome to Geekly Goods. I'm here today to review the movie It's What's Inside, which debuted at Sundance in January and is coming to Netflix this Friday, October 4th. And guys, woo, this is a good one. Think Jumanji with a mix of bodies, and a little bit of Talk to Me in there. Man, a really fun film. But let's talk about this one. It is about a pre-wedding reunion which descends into a psychological nightmare for a group of college friends when a surprise guest arrives with a mysterious suitcase that starts to tear the group apart. This stars Brittany O'Grady, James Morosini, Gavin Leatherwood, Nina Bloomgarden, Alycia Debnam-Carey, and more. And guys, woo, I just gotta say, this was a fun one, you guys. I just want to say, first and foremost, it's so stylish and takes a lot of creative liberties to keep us really reeled into the story. So these characters start swapping bodies, and we get to deeper and darker secrets between them as these things keep going on. So I really like that we dive deep into themes of envy and identity and stepping into someone else's shoes, literally. Very great exploration of those themes, and I think the cast works well together. They're very believable, they're a fun group of friends, and in this party, it's a very tight-knit story. It's only an hour, I want to say an hour 40, very quick, very tight-knit, but think bodies. It's got that comedy horror vibe to it that just really gives it a good atmosphere to get into. I feel like it's perfect for the beginning of October. Not too spooky and not too scary, but something fun to kind of wet the whistle with a Halloween horror comedy that does a very good job. Like I said, stylishly, really well done. The editing liberties that they take are really well done as well. There's some creative camera work. The technicals here are just very creative, and I think while it reminds you of other movies, it does a really good job of standing on its own. And on the identity tip, I think it hits not only just with identity in the personal level, but just how you view your peers, because we have white people jumping between people of color, and it brings a completely different context to that identity beat. It's such a cool and fascinating idea, and I'm gonna get to a little bit more later because I feel like maybe there could have been a little bit more, but I really like what they do with these things, and I really like how fun this feels, how tight it is, how good and fun the story is. There's a couple of scares here and there, but I wouldn't say this is necessarily too scary, but there's some good scares in there. There is a really cool twist at the end that admittedly I didn't see coming. I like the twist, I will say. We got there kind of quickly, but I like the twist, guys. Those are the things that really work here. The cast works. It's a concise, tight story. I like these themes of identity and of envy as well. I love how there's secrets slowly coming out of these characters. I really like the creative camera work and the editing and the lighting and the visuals. It's just very creative in its technical aspects. It's a lot of fun and just reminds me of so many different movies mashed together, but still refreshing. Now, what doesn't quite work? Well, I said this a little bit earlier in the review. There's just something missing. I don't want to necessarily say it's enough to derail the movie entirely, but I think it just needs a little more to hammer home that message of identity and envy. I think we just needed a little bit more in the story, which is weird to say because usually I'm all on board for movies that are an hour for you, but maybe even just 10, 15, 20 more minutes to flesh out some of these characters and their stories a little bit more could have added a little bit more to our lead up to the third act. While it's a fun movie and it does have a lot of horror elements and there are some good scares, I wouldn't necessarily say it's quite scary. There's some shocking moments, but I wasn't necessarily too scared. Maybe on a rewatch, I'll reconsider, but I just think I wasn't too scared, and I just wanted a little more to that story. I wanted it to dive maybe a little bit deeper and give us a little bit more with these characters, but honestly, without spoiling too much, I do think that this could set up potential sequels for this movie, and maybe we could have a franchise, maybe we could have more out of this. I will be down because I really had a good time with this one. It's What's Inside feels like a perfect movie to begin the Halloween season with, and something that's not too scary, but very stylish, very memorable, and has a good mix of things going on to keep you really reeled in while getting it out as quick as possible. Guys, if I had to give a rating to It's What's Inside, I am going with an 8 out of 10. I think it's a very solid start to horror season, and while I really did enjoy it and have some fun, I just wanted a little bit more deepness to that, and I wanted a little bit more scares going on, but all in all, had a really fun time. I'm curious to see how this one does on Netflix. I think it could be a hit. I mean, they bought it at Sundance for the highest, I think, of that year, the highest purchase. So I think that they have a lot of faith in this movie, and I would see why, because while it's not necessarily exactly like the Fear Street films, it kind of has that same, I don't want to say vibe, but maybe enjoyableness to it. I don't know. That's a tangent for another day, but y'all let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Are you looking forward to It's What's Inside? Because I saw that trailer, and I definitely saw bits of Talk to Me, bits of Jumanji. Very fun time, guys. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. And hey, if you're new to the channel, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll see you next time on Geekly Goods.